Are you tired of the stinking cold? Because I am. I am so ready for spring, and I'm ready for the colors that come with it and beautiful DIYs. Today I bring you 5 beautiful spring decor DIYs under $5. My name is Loli. Welcome. Let's get started. For this project, I'll be using one of these birdhouses from Dollar Tree and this little container that I got from Dollar General for $1. And I'm going to paint both pieces with my Folk Art white paint. Then I took this piece of doll that I had laying around and I'm going to paint it with one coat of my black chalk paint. Now we're going to put it all together. I'm going to take some wood glue and add a little bit in the middle of the bottom of my birdhouse. And I'm going to add the dowel rod to it. And while I hold it in place, I'm going to add some hot glue all around the edges to keep it in place so it will hold it while the wood glue sets. Then I'm going to add some hot glue to the bottom of my container and add a piece of floral foam to the middle. And I positioned the birdhouse right there in the middle. Then I added floral foam all around it until the container was completely covered. And then I'm going to add these florals from Dollar Tree. I used a total of 2 bunches. I find that the top section of the birdhouse was a little plain, so I decided to add some tissue paper to it. I'm using this floral one. I took a piece off of it, and then I'm taking some of this Mod Podge, and I'm spreading a thin layer of it on the top portion there. And then I'm going to carefully lay down my tissue paper down, making sure that I have no wrinkles. I would recommend working in small sections because the Mod Podge dries very quickly, especially when you use such a thin layer. There were some places where I had to go back and add some more Mod Podge, so I was able to glue the paper down. But as long as you use very small amounts of it, you will have no wrinkling. Once the top was nicely done, I took a small scissors and I'm going to cut some slits on all the places where the roof of the house bent. And I added a little bit of Mod Podge in the front of the wood as well, so that way the paper will also go over that, covering up the edges of the wood. I just put small amounts of Mod Podge once again, and then I folded the paper down until it was nicely covered, and I folded it a little bit inward as well, and I did the same thing in the back and the front. Then, using my little nail file here, I am just sanding off the excess to remove any excess paper. Next, I took some of this Craft Mart blue paint and I'm going to add it to the bottom section of my birdhouse. I'm sorry that here is not the best angle, but I'm adding it on that little lip at the bottom of the birdhouse just to have that beautiful contrasting color and bring out the blue accents of the tissue paper. I wanted to tie this color in with a ceramic pot at the bottom as well, so it had a lip in the bottom. So I'm going to paint that lip using a small brush with the same robin's egg blue color that I used previously. And since it was white, I just had to do one coat. Next, I'm going to take this window clings that I got from Dollar Tree. I thought that a beautiful butterfly will complement the birdhouse a lot, so I decided to use this blue one. So I'm going to add a little bit of Mod Podge in this corner top section of the birdhouse. I'm going to spread it down again with a thin layer of Mod Podge, and then I'm going to position that purple to blue color butterfly right in that spot. Some of the antennas went into the hole, but that's fine. I folded it down a little bit and then held it there until it glued. And then I folded the back portion of the butterfly onto the corner or the side of the birdhouse, added some Mod Podge to the bottom to make sure that it was adhered correctly, and then added Mod Podge on the top and in the corners and the edges to make sure that this was nicely secured. And to make everything the same even finish, I added Mod Podge to the entire front and trimmed off any of the antennas that was hanging over at the opening. And here it is all completed. Let me know in the comments what you think about this one. Today's video is part of the 5 Under 5 challenge that is hosted monthly by Emily from Farm Charm Chic. The link to her channel and to the playlist will be linked in the description box below and also pinned in the comments. Make sure that you head on over to her channel and to the playlist and show everyone some love. For the next inspiration, I will be using this house that I got this year at Dollar Tree in their Valentine's Day section. I sanded the front a little bit just to remove any sections of that paint that might be raised. And then I'm going to paint the entire thing with 2 coats of my full card white chalk paint. Then I took some of this fabric that I got from Dollar Tree and I'm going to add it to the front. As you see there, I am putting it against it so I'm able to see exactly how much I'm going to need for this. And then I just cut that section. I'm going to create a lip as you see there, so it is nicely finished at the ends. And then I'm going to cut the section I need. Next, I turned the house to the side, added some hot glue to one of the sides, and glue the edge of my fabric onto it. And made sure that my fabric was nice and straight and repeated the same process with the other side. As you see, I had a lot of extra fabric laying around. I was wondering how to fold it, but I decided to take my rotary cutter and cut off the excess, being very close with the edges so I didn't have to sand off or glue anything back. I trimmed off the corners here using my scissors and just cut it flush. I'm sorry that I'm out of focus here, but I just cut it flush with my cutters and with my scissors, remove those corners there. And then I had only one flap that will be going here exactly. Look here, you can see exactly what I mean. I cut those corners off. Now I have the fabric flush and I'm just going to add some Mod Podge to the bottom section of the house and glue it down nice and flush. And this is very important so that way the little house can be stable and stand on its own. Next, I took this variety of flowers from Dollar Tree and I'm going to cut them into smaller sections and stick them inside that pocket that I created. If you enjoyed this video so far, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It truly helps my channel glow. Not glow, it doesn't glow. It grows. And make sure that you share it with someone who will enjoy it as well so we can all glow and grow together. Thank you so much. I also added some of this greenery that came from a leftover pick that I also got at Dollar Tree, and I'm putting them in between here as well, trying to space them out. And then in the middle, I add another one of the pink pieces. And then I thought it looked cute, but we need a little bit more, so I decided to use this other pick that I also got from Dollar Tree. I thought the bright yellow color really brought some character to this. I ended up using 2 pieces, one on each side right here, and I thought it was the perfect balance of yellow and all of the other colors. Next, I added this bow that I created using some Dollar Tree ribbon and added to the center. And she is done, you think? Nope, I'm not done yet. I thought that the roof looked a little bit plain, so I decided to take some more of my blue egg something color from Craft Mart. It's called Robin's Egg Blue from Craft Mart. I got this at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I think you can actually find them in both. And I decided to paint the front portion of the roof using that color. And I truly feel this gave it the perfect touch. Let me know in the comments what do you think about this one. For this next project, we will be using this mason jar I got during the fall time at Dollar Tree. I'm going to remove that metal, the jute cord and everything in the front. Then I scored some of the paper in the front using my scraper, and I'm going to put some water on it. I spread some water on it first, then I added a paper towel on top of it, and then spread it some more and let it sit there for about 10 to 15 minutes until the paper underneath was completely saturated. And then scraped off that printed paper to expose the MDF board underneath. My board was completely wet, so I just let it sit for a little while, and then I came back with my heat gun and dried it up as best as I could. I'm going to take some of my white full card chalk paint and paint my mason jar with it. I did a rough coat. Then I took some Mod Podge and I'm adding it on the front section. I'm going in small sections. I'll be adding some of these flowers from peel and stick pieces that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to add this flower one right here in the corner, making sure that all of my pieces are in the surface and the front because I don't want to cut this cling. And I'm just adding it along as I go, making sure that there are no bubbles underneath. So it would look like it's a part of this piece and that was always there. Then I'm adding some of that Mod Podge in the corners as well to make sure to seal down and keep those edges down. And I also added a coat of Mod Podge on the entire surface of the window cling. I'm going to repeat the same process with this corner over here, adding some Mod Podge to the rest of the mason jar. And I'm going to add different portions of the window cling onto the mason jar as well. My friend, if you will be kind and please leave me a comment in the comment section below, letting me know where you're watching from. I love to know how far my videos are reaching, and I also like to know the background of my viewers. Let me know in the comment section, and also leave me an emoji. Let it be your favorite emoji so I know that you've been watching this long and I can give you a proper thank you. Thank you so much. Now it's time to put our piece of galvanized, I guess it will be called, this metal piece back onto our mason jar. And I just added a nice amount of hot glue and put it down. Just be very careful that you don't put your fingers right at the center because you can burn yourself. It really gets really hot really fast. Now here, I decided to put that gold piece there. I wasn't loving it. This was an option here. I ended up not going with it. I was thinking about leaving it this way. I don't know. You let me know if you like this version. Then I decided to add this little butterfly right here at the center. But I just was not happy with that gold leaf. So I ended up removing it. Instead, I went with this pink flower right at that corner. And as I see it here, it looked beautiful with that blank piece as well, but it was just bothering me that it wasn't balanced. So I added this pink flower there, added some Mod Podge over it, sealed it in, and then I took this pink ribbon from Dollar Tree and I'm going to glue it in the middle of the middle section there, right at the center, and I'm going to fold it over to the back and glue it on the back as well. Next, I created a simple bow just using some of the same ribbon that I used for the top. I am going to cut the edges in a slant and glue that bow right in the middle. And that is it for this one. Let me know in the comments what do you think and if you're planning on recreating it. For this next inspiration, I'll be using this pair of eggs from Dollar Tree, removing that tag and removing the cord off of them. Next, I painted with one coat actually of my folk art white chalk paint. I was planning on removing the paint off of the grooves using this little scraper. It did not work, so I decided to take a small paintbrush. Actually, no, I used this felt tip marker from Dollar Tree and painted those lines back in. I did that with both eggs. And then I took a small brush with a little bit of the same white chalk paint that I used for this, and I just brushed the edges using that. I wanted to get more of a gray look and at the same time smeared look, so this will look more like shiplap. The lines were a little bit more pronounced than I wanted to, so I dried it properly and then gave both eggs a rough coat of that same linen white chalk paint, but making sure to not get much of the paint in those grooves. I just wanted to dull down those lines so it would look more seamless. Next, I took some of these picks that I used for a previous DIY. I'm going to use this greenery. This was perfect for this. I love the contrast of the white with the green. And then I'm going to take a couple pieces of these with the pink as well just to give it that nice, very soft touch of pink as well. So I added one of those pieces of the green that has like 3 little stems to it, and then 2 of the other. Then I took a little bit of jute cord and I added a little bit of hot glue to the bottom section as you see there, and put my jute cord over that glue and keep wrapping this completely. I wrapped it until I went all the way to the edge. When I got to the edge, I added a little bit more hot glue, kept wrapping to make sure that that did not come apart. And then I completely started wrapping on the opposite way as well, once again, to make this a little bit thicker so it would look like it's a small little planter. And I wrapped this on top of each other about 3 times. Once I got to the end, I just added a little bit of hot glue there and cut off the excess. And I added some hot glue at the back section of the jute cord here and glued it at the bottom of the egg and held it there until the hot glue dried. Next, I took some green ribbon from Dollar Tree and I'm going to use it for hangers for this. And I used about 12 inches of ribbon for each hanger. All right, guys, we're 16 minutes into this video and you're still watching, so you must enjoy what you're watching. So please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on my future content. Why are we doing this? Just like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things that I truly, truly appreciate. Thank you so much. Okay, so I took the loop piece or the piece of the ribbon that was folded in half and put it through the hole, then loop the tails into that loop. And now here, after tightening, I am going to do a knot at the edge, trying to make sure that both of them are leveled. I cut off that messy end. And that is it for this one. Look at it, how cute that is. I love it. They're so simple to make, yet so beautiful. Let me know in the comment section what you think about these ones. This next project is so stinking cute. I'm going to take one of these bunny pieces from Dollar Tree. That hanger, guys, is so strong. It took some piece of the wood with it. So I'm just going to sand off any of the rough edges. I'm going to sand off the red. Oh, Jesus, I can't talk today. I'm sorry. I sand off the rough edges with my sanding block or my zip sander, dust it off. And now I'm going to paint it with 2 coats of my Full Cart matte chalk paint. I'm going to sand it down again on the surface to make sure that everything is nicely level because I had some ridges of my paint on the surfaces. And now we are going to get extra creative with painting a little face onto our piece here. But first, I wanted to let you know I'm going to use that beautiful piece of fabric on this. But first, we are going to make this beautiful face. Taking this pen in the color black that I got from Dollar Tree, I am just creating 2 small ovals there for the eyes. Then here I'm making kind of like a triangle, but it's very rounded on the edges as the nose to our little bunny rabbit. And I was having a hard time with the pen. I guess the paint itself, the white paint was getting in the tip and it was keeping the paint from flowing out, but I got it working. Then I'm going to take a regular pen and I'm going to outline some whiskers using that. I wasn't sure if I wanted the whiskers to be as dark as the rest of the face, so I went with this first, but then later on you'll see that I changed my mind and went over it with the paint marker as well. Then using the paint marker, I'm going to just do like 2 little tails coming out from the middle of the nose, and that's just to form the little mouth section of. My words keep escaping me. I keep trying to get them and I can't find them. If you find them, let them know Loli needs her words. She can't find them. Go back to her. I'm sorry, guys. All right, so then I'm going to take some of Jesus. I took some of my fabric. I took a piece about 6 inches long, folded it in half. And then here I'm going to use it to form the shape of the inside of my ears for my bunny rabbit. I'm here just looking at the shape and cutting something as close as possible. Here I'm just testing out if I did it right. It was a little bit too big, So I put them back together again and trim them down about, I would say like a quarter of an inch lower down, and cut a little bit off of the bottom as well. And after I did that, they were the perfect size for there. So now I took some Mod Podge. You're going to add some Mod Podge to that portion of the ears and do a thin layer, but actually a medium layer, because we wanted to grab the fabric pretty well and keep it in place. Then I positioned the fabric right there in the middle where I needed him to be, and I smoothed him out very carefully, making sure to not make him dirty with my fingers, because, you know, sometimes your fingers get dirty and the Mod Podge gets caught in it. Anyway, I put him down on there, smoothed it down, and then I added some Mod Podge over the fabric as well to protect it. Here you can see that I pinned it in the whiskers. So now I'm coming in with this white pen from also Dollar Tree. I have gotten this once in Dollar Tree and I have never seen them ever again. So if you find them, get them. They work very well in other surfaces other than chalk paint. And now here I'm just adding the white of the eyes using that pen, but it wasn't as vibrant. So for now, I'm going to use these watercolors that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use the pink one, and I'm just going to dab it in my water that I have sitting there with my paint brushes, and dab it onto my bunny there and the cheeks, and then dab it with my finger. And this just worked great for this. And I did that until I was happy with that finish. But I wasn't happy with the white in the eyes, so I took some white paint and a small paintbrush, and I just dabbed it onto the eyes. Then I created a small bow using some of the ribbon that I used for the previous DIY, and I'm going to add it to the bottom section of my bunny. Then I took this light blue Sharpie from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use it to highlight the edges of the fabric just to bring in some more depth. Then I decided that I wanted to get creative and add some swirls to the edges of my bunny. I did swirls and little dots. And then I came over and then swirls and little dots using the pink watercolor as well. And this is what it looked like. And I liked it that day, but then changed my mind the next day and just removed all of that and left it nice and simple. And this is what it looked like right now. Let me know in the comments, which one do you prefer? Do you like the swirl one, or do you like this nice and clean one? I'm kind of going back and forth with both. I might do another one and do it swirly. What do you think? And here are all of today's creations. Let me know in the comment section which one of these is your favorite. And if you enjoyed today's creations, click on the next video so you can enjoy some more inspiration. As always, thank you so much for watching. Be blessed, be a blessing, and craft responsibly. And if you would like to follow me on social media, I am on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Thank you so much. You're amazing. Bye.